Good evening, everyone. We'll go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for attending and welcome to CDI College's virtual open house. I hope everybody's doing well and enjoying the beautiful warm weather here. I'm Sandhya Pillai and I am the Practical Nursing and Healthcare Assistant Program Coordinator with CDI College and Vancouver Career College. My role generally involves providing leadership and support to our practical nursing program locations across the BC. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge, do the land acknowledgement. I respectfully acknowledge that CDI College is located on the traditional, ancestral, unceded, and shared territories of the Coast Salish peoples, including the Kaiket, Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh, Kwekwetlam, Kwantlen, Ketsi, Semiahmoo, and Swaziland First Nations. We commit ourselves to cultivating spaces that uphold a reconciliation, inclusion, and respect for Indigenous rights and perspectives. Okay, so moving on, let me introduce the speakers for tonight. We have CDI Practical Nursing Program Coordinator, Sudeshna Siwan, the Assistant Director of Admissions, Ritu Biswas, one of our experienced faculty members, Farzana Ali, our Career Services Coordinator, Mona Kaur, our alumni, Hitesh Chauhan and Sia Singh, our employer guest, Susie Gounder, the Assistant Manager of Chartwell Langley Gardens. Moving on, again, a very warm welcome to everyone. Our presentations will be approximately 1 hour. This will be a recorded session. And at the end, we will have question and answer sessions. So if you have any questions during the presentation, please do feel free to type your question in the chat box. You'll find the chat box at the bottom of your screen. So tonight, we will cover the following topics. What practical nursing is, why practical nursing is a high demand career in BC, how building this career will work for you, the education and licensing path in BC, why do you want to choose CDI College Practical Nursing Program. We'll provide an overview of the program and its curriculum. We'll also talk about clinical and student support. You'll learn about admissions and clinical placement requirements as well. Further on, career opportunities and employment outcomes, including LPN access to BSPN program. What would a day look like as an LPN at the worksite? What employer and patients look for in practical nurse. And lastly, we will wrap up with the question and answer sessions. And with this, I'd like to invite Sudeshna Siwan, the CDI Practical Nursing Coordinator, to continue with the presentation.
Thank you, Sandhya, and good evening to all. So I will be talking about what is practical nursing. Practical nursing is a regulated healthcare profession. So once you finish with your practical nursing diploma, you write your licensing exam. And once you become a licensed practical nurse, you are regulated by a regulatory body known as BC College of Nurses and Midwives, which is BCCNM. They act as vital members of the medical team, collaborating with doctors and registered nurses. I'm also going to be talking about why is practical nursing a high demand career in BC. Practical nursing is the backbone of Canadian healthcare, and it is in high demand in BC and globally. Some of the factors driving this urgent nationwide and global need include an aging population. If we look at our baby boomer generation, millions of baby boomers are entering retirement age and are living longer. We also will be seeing a massive percentage of our working nurses coming to retirement in this decade because most of our working nurses are over the age of 55. One of the other reasons would be complex chronic conditions are leading to increasing healthcare needs. Our older adults require more frequent complex care for long-term conditions, for example, diabetes, heart disease, cognitive declines, right? One of the other most important factors that practical nursing and nursing in general is a demanding career in healthcare is because AI is not going to replace the human aspect of nursing, which leads to job security. We can also see some of the benefits of becoming an LPN. So when I'm talking about benefits of becoming an LPN, uh, getting an LPN diploma is the shortest of one of the nursing professions. It is only 18 months in duration. Um, and it gives you strong earning potential and benefits. The healthcare field remains stable during economic downturns, meaning nurses rarely face the corporate layoffs, which we see in other industries, and COVID-19 was proof of that. As an LPN, you will be able to work in different care settings, for example, hospitals, long-term care. You can work in clinics, pharmacies, community care. And also, one of the other aspects is you can do travel nursing, which pays premium rates, and it fills the short-term gaps nationwide where there is shortage of nursing. Sometimes we have seen some of the nurses, they want to take a break from direct patient care. So you can easily transition into telehealth, healthcare administration, or academic teaching. We have seen some of our past graduates. They do bedside nursing care and they also come and do academic teaching. They can teach in any of the colleges and provide with what they have learned. They give back to the classrooms for our future nurses. One of the other benefits that we see is that you get to see direct results of your hard work as nurses every day. You are saving lives, you are easing anxieties, and you are bringing comfort to families during their most vulnerable moments, which leads to deep personal satisfaction and trust. So those are some of the benefits of becoming an LPN, and there's many more as you will be in the practical nursing program doing your practicums and clinicals. You will be able to see more of this. So now I invite Farzana to continue on with the next slide of building a career that works for you.
Thank you, Sue. So building a career that works for you, if we're looking at the financial aspect and monetary value that comes with being an LPN, the typical income you're looking at is $32 to $44 per hour. And as an annual salary, that's about $64,000 to $87,000. And this is prior to overtime and shift differentials. So you can see that there is income stability. Now, one thing I do want to point out is that LPNs are very capable of making six-figure salaries, and that's usually a result of working two jobs, shift differentials, and also working statutory holidays. So all of this combined can substantially increase your total earnings as an LPN. Now, moving on to the next slide. The education and licensing path in British Columbia follows a very clear, structured pathway. So the first thing is you want to complete an accredited practical nursing program, and that's 18 months, as Sue had mentioned. After you finish the 18-month program, you apply for your licensing exam. And how you do this is you're going to submit an online application through our regulatory body, which is BCCNM, and you submit this application to write the Rex PN examination. Once you submit your online application, you will get an email with further instructions. This email will also provide you with testing center information, dates and times that you can register to write the exam. Once you've written your exam, the next morning you will get an email from BCCNM with your test results. If you pass your examination process, they will have further instructions on how to complete registration. Once you've completed registration, you now have become a licensed practical nurse and you're ready to start your career as an LPN. I now invite Sandhya to continue.
Thank you, Farzana. So why choose CDI College? Now, personally, if I talk about me when choosing any program or even a nursing program, I would want to know that I'm choosing a program that is recognized, that will support me throughout my education and help me succeed. So looking at CDI College, our program at CDI College is fully recognized by BCCNM for a maximum of a 5-year recognition period. Now, this means that our program meets the required standards for practical nursing education in BC. Program alignment and quality standards Our program is also aligned with BCCNM standards and the BC Practical Nursing Provincial Curriculum. So what this means basically is students are learning according to the provincial expectation for safe practice. Preparation for REXPN readiness. Now, REXPN stands for Regulatory Exam Practical Nurse. Now, this is a licensing exam that graduates must pass to become licensed as an LPN. So at CDI College, we do provide dedicated support to help students prepare for their licensing exam. Now, we'll discuss this in a little bit detail when we are providing a program overview. Experienced program leadership. Yes, so our program coordinator has been with the company, with the college for 18 years, which brings stability and strong understanding of student needs. So that enhances the student support. In addition, students are also supported by a long-standing faculty who understands the program well and are committed to helping students succeed. Now, beyond the classroom, we have a strong team of campus director, financial representatives, student services, employment services, and administrative staff to help students and support them during the needs. Hands-on learning opportunities. And now this portion usually excites our students, and this is very exciting. Our program also includes hands-on learning through lab practice, simulation, clinical experiences that help students build confidence and apply their nursing knowledge in practice setting, in real life settings. So overall, our practical nursing program is career-focused, career-driven, and designed to support students in developing safe nursing practice and readiness for the entry-level practical nursing roles. So yeah, these are some of the key reasons that students choose the CDI College for practical nursing. Now moving on, I'll now ask Sudeshna, PN coordinator, again to continue with the presentation.
Thank you, Sandhya, and hello again to all our guests who have just joined in. So I'm going to be taking you through the 18-month journey of our practical nursing program here at CDI College. The program is divided into 4 semesters. Semester 1 provides the foundation for the development of nursing practice and introduces the learner to the healthy adult. So you start with 13 weeks of theory in your semester 1. And then after the theory is successfully finished, you move on to your clinical, which is of 3 weeks in duration, 90 hours in total. And this clinical can be either 8 hours, 10 hours, or 12-hour clinicals. It could be mornings or evenings. In this clinical, students help with residents with their activities of daily living and bedside nursing care, which equals to almost the same skills and competency as a healthcare assistant. Next, once your clinical finishes, you all come back into school and you start with your next level, which is semester 2. Semester 2 explores the older adult and concepts related to aging and chronic illness in various settings. This is the longest of the practical nursing semester. It is 14 weeks of theory. And then once your 14 weeks of theory is finished, you go out into 4 weeks of clinical, which is 120 hours of duration. And this is also in a long-term care facility. In this clinical, apart from bedside nursing care, you will be also able to do medication administration, sub-Q and IM injections, butterflies, wound care, head-to-toe assessments, to name a few. So you will be working closely with your LPNs and your care aides in this semester. Once this semester is finished, we come to our 3rd semester, which is a very exciting semester for our students because they get to learn a little bit of different things than what they learned in semester 1 and 2. Semester 3 is the shortest of the semester. As I said, 10 weeks in duration. You learn about mental health, maternity, and peds. Once this semester is finished, we go out into the community for 2 weeks of clinical, which is 65 hours in duration. Once that clinical is finished, you come back to your last semester, semester 4, and you're almost nearing to the completion of your practical nursing program. Semester 4 integrates knowledge from previous levels and examines concepts related to the care of patient with acute presentation. So this semester, again, is 13 weeks in duration with your theory. Once your theory classes are finished and you pass all your courses, you move on to your acute medicine clinical, which is 6 weeks in duration, adds up to 200 hours. And you may end up into clinicals in our different hospital sites. And some of the hospital sites would be Surrey Memorial Hospital, Langley Hospital, Benebi General Hospital, Peace Arch Hospital, and Delta Hospital. So these are our acute medicine practicum sites. So once you finish with this clinical, you are back into college, and you are in college only for 1 week, which is a transition to preceptorship week, where we kind of help students build skills and competency and leadership roles, because right after that week, you will end up going into preceptorship. Preceptorship in the program is a final practice experience to prepare the learner as an entry to practice nurse graduate. So students are partnered with a practicing LPN or RN in this preceptorship, where you have 5 weeks with them with a duration of 180 hours. Once you successfully finish with your preceptorship, you gain your experience, you gain your competency, you gain the confidence to start working as an LPN, and you're ready for the work world. So you come back to college, you are here with us for 1 week. In this week, we help you with preparing your portfolio for your job interviews. We help you prepare with your resumes, cover letters, mock interviews. We help you with job searches. Most of our nursing students that have that come into the CES week are already set with jobs, because they're already been given the opportunity to join the workforce into the clinical sites that they have already been out there and working as student nurses, and some of the students have been already started working as healthcare aides, because after 2 semesters of completion of the practical nursing program, we will help you get registered with BCK Rate Registry. Once you are registered with BCK Rate Registry, before you start semester 3, you can already start working as healthcare aides. So when we see our students finishing with their preceptorship hours, most of the students are already ready for the job world, and some of them are already hired. So when we prepare you in the CES week, some of you are already having interviews, so which is very good. And then we will go into our review sessions. So 2 weeks of review, which helps you prepare for your REXPN licensing exam. Once you are done with your review sessions of 2 weeks, you have finished the practical nursing program and you graduate with a practical nursing diploma, and students are happy and ready for the nursing world. So thank you very much. And then now I will invite Ritu Biswas, our admission rep, to continue with the next slides.
Good evening, everybody. I'll go over the academic requirements and the administrative requirements for applying for the nursing program. The academic requirements are you need to have high school, English 12 with C+, biology 12 with C+. So English 12 with C+, biology 12 with C, math 11 with C, and human anatomy and physiology for practical nurses course with C+. If you have them, that's great. If you don't have them, you can take it with us as well. We offer them as online courses. So you can do those online courses in your own time. You don't have to change anything. If you're working full time, whatever time do you have during the week, you can take those courses, submit the assignments, do the midterm and final online as well. These courses are 4 weeks. Math and English is 4 weeks each. And anatomy, physiology courses are 3 weeks each. Apart from the academic requirement, the administrative requirements are you need to go through an interview with the program coordinator, pass the interview, and then there is a criminal record check. There is the student needs to be 19 plus when you go for your first practicum. That's a requirement when you go for clinical. The other requirement would be a physician's report. So we will provide you with an immunization form, which has got 2 parts to it. One would be your doctor has to certify that you are in a good physical, mental health to take the program. And then there is a set of vaccines, which he will have to certify that you already have them. The first aid, food safe, SPECO, WIMS, and virus prevention certifications are covered as a part of our program itself. You will also need to provide a proof of negative TB skin test. This is all documented on the immunization form. So once we give it to you, you can have it completed by your doctor and then submit it before you start the program. Thank you very much. And I would like to hand you guys over to Sandhya to go over the next presentation.
Great, thank you, Ritu. Career outcomes. If we're talking about career outcomes, now one of the great things about becoming an LPN is that you have options. So you can work in a variety of healthcare settings. We have few options listed here, and of course, these are more of a traditional settings. And these are hospitals, long-term care facilities, clinics, and community care. But yes, you can explore opportunities beyond these traditional settings, that might include rehab centers, correctional health care settings. Many students are going into correctional health as well, hospice care or mental health care settings. So basically, you can choose a setting that aligns with your interest or strengths and career goals. Now, looking at the hiring process, now many employers have fast and easy hiring process generally because of the strong demand for nurses, right? So graduates were able to move into employment fairly quickly after meeting the licensing requirements. And another great thing about nursing is that you will always have opportunities to grow, right? So after you gain experience as an LPN, you could further your education and advance your nursing career. Say, for example, bridging into registered nursing programs offered by various institutions. Or you may want to specialize in certain areas, like specific areas such as dialysis nursing, wound care nursing, or food care nursing. Right? So there are opportunities available once you become an LPN and gain some experience. Moving on, I would also wanted to share briefly with you all today a very new and exciting pathway opportunity that opened for working LPNs. So this is also a great opportunity. And this pathway is the LPN access to Bachelor of Science in Psychiatric Nursing, BSBN. This is offered by Douglas College, which is primarily online, and the target group is basically working LPNs. So you can work and also further your education. So yeah, as you can see, practical nursing can be just a starting point for your further career growth. So if you want to align towards that or lean towards that, you have that opportunity. Moving on, we'll see where our graduates are hired. And to present this, we have Mona Kaur, our Career Services Coordinator.
Thank you, Sandhya. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are enjoying this session and learning more about the rewarding field of practical nursing. As you already know by now, working as a licensed practical nurse with one of British Columbia's health authorities offers a rewarding career with key benefits. Excellent job security, competitive compensation, opportunities for professional growth, and flexible scheduling. You can choose whether you want to work full time, part time, or on casual positions. And not to miss the pension plan, which is so important. So, I'm also pleased to share that many of our graduates secure employment shortly after completing the program. In fact, we are proud to have an employment rate of almost 100% for our licensed practical nursing graduates. As you can see from the current slide that our graduates have been hired all across BC. I would like to inform you here that in Provincial Health Services Authorities of British Columbia, we have 6 health authorities. Those are Fraser Health, Vancouver Coastal Health, Interior Health, Island Health, Northern Health, Provincial Health Services Authorities, and we do have First Nations Health Authority. So many of your graduates, they have been hired under Fraser Health, and some of the hospitals under Fraser Health are Surrey Memorial Hospital, Delta Hospital, Royal Columbian Hospital, Peace Arch Hospital in White Rock, Langley Memorial Hospital, Abbotsford Hospital. Then we do have Ridge Meadows Hospital in Maple Ridge. Not only the hospitals, many of our graduates, they are also working with long-term care facilities. Under Vancouver Coastal Health, we do have VGH, Vancouver General Hospital, UBC Hospital, St. Paul's Hospital, Lionsgate Hospital, Richmond Hospital, and Squamish General Hospital. So students have and graduates have been working here. And if you decide, I mean, we do have specialized hospitals as well, like centers. The provincial health services authorities, they have specialized centers which are BC Children's Hospital, BC Women's Hospital plus health centers, then BC Cancer Centers, and BC Mental Health and Substance Use Services. And under Interior Health Authority, some of the graduates they decide to move and wants to move to interior of BC. They have been working with Kootenay Boundary Hospital, Kelowna General Hospital, Penticton Regional Hospital. Then in Vernon there is Jubilee Hospital. Under Island Health, we do have Nanaimo Regional General Hospital, Royal Jubilee Hospital Victoria, in Port Moody Hospital, then in Tofino we have hospital, and under Northern Facility Health Facilities we have University Hospital of Northern BC, Prince George, Mills Memorial Hospital in Terrace, Prince Rupert Hospital, and then in Cornell as well. Then there are also hospitals in BC, other parts of BC, like in Dawson Creek, Fort St. John, Smithers, Kitimat, Burns Lake, and etc. So it's your choice, and sometimes students they decide while living here they want to move. So your job is always secure. And I would also like to inform you that we are always committed to supporting our graduates even after they graduate. Our Career Services Department is always available to assist graduates with updating and enhancing their resumes, preparing for interviews through mock interview practice, and improving their job search strategies and skills. I truly believe that our graduate successes are success. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask during the question and answer session. We would be happy to assist you. Thank you and all the best. And now I invite Farzana to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Mona. I'd like to now pass the presentation on to Susie Gounder, who has joined us today. She is the Assistant Manager at Chartwell Langley Gardens, and she's going to share some insight on what employers and patients look for in LPNs.
Yes, thank you, Farzana. So some of the qualities that employers, tens and thousands of employers out there, us including, are looking for these qualities that you see on your screen right now. We're looking for skilled, caring, and reliable people. People who are team players, people who have clear and concise communication. You should have some form of empathy and be respectful. There should be clinical competence and critical thinking skills. You should have some form of technological skills. You should be resilient, flexible, and adaptable. You should also have active listening skills and be very trustworthy. And then you also possess some integrity and strong work ethics. That's it.
Thank you, Susie. So I'm going to walk you through what a typical day looks like in your journey as an LPN. Now, this can differ based on where you work, whether it's a care home, whether it's in a clinic, in the community, or in a hospital. But the general outline of your day is going to look like the following. So let's say you came onto shift in the morning. You start with shift handover. So if you're the morning nurse, the night nurse is going to give you a report on what your patient looks like, how the night went for them, if there were any concerns, if there's any follow-up appointments that you need to be mindful of. And then there's also patient rounds. So you work with other healthcare professionals. So as an LPN, you'll be working with RNs, you'll be working with doctors, dietitians, care aides, social workers, physiotherapists, occupational therapists, just to name a few. But you'll have patient rounds where everyone gathers together, sort of like a conference, and you kind of go over what the goals of care for your patients are. You proceed on to do patient assessments. So these are head-to-toe assessments, focused assessments, Kind of gives you a feel of what your patient's looking like for the day, if there's any concerns that you need to address, which is followed by medication administration. Now, as LPNs, you can give oral pills. You are also giving IV antibiotics. You can give intramuscular injections, subcutaneous injections, just to name a few. As LPNs, you're also helping your patients with activities of daily living. So that can include things like bed baths, helping them get changed, helping with feeding, helping your patients to mobilize, get up, and walking as well. Now, one of the important things about your career as an LPN is documentation. So we do charting by exception. So what you do throughout the day with your patients, how your patients are presenting, you want to make sure that you're documenting all of this. And then that also goes hand in hand with care planning. Care planning is mutual goals that you've made with your patient, with the healthcare team, the doctors that you're collaborating with. This all comes together to have the goals of care written on paper, or it could be done electronically as well. But it's just so that every healthcare discipline is on the same page of what the day for the patient looks like, what the discharge process is going to look like, if there's any barriers to discharge, and if so, what can we do as a team to get the patient back to their baseline and to have them safely return back to wherever home is for them. I would now like to introduce our alumni. So today we're joined by Sia Singh, who is a past graduate and currently works as an LPN in the community. We also have Hitesh Chauhan, who is a past graduate currently working as an LPN at Abbotsford Regional Hospital. So we'll have Sia share her journey first of becoming an LPN and to just share the growth that she's experienced in her career.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sia. I'm an LPN and I graduated from CDI College in November 2024. And since then, I've had the opportunity to work in many different settings, such as geriatric psychiatry. I've worked in memory care. I also do work in an outpatient clinic where I provide IV iron infusions and do Botox and dermal filler. One of the greatest things about nursing is its diversity, because I know a lot of people associate nursing directly to the hospital, but there's many different settings, like Sue said, that you can practice in, like mental health, education, public health, and just to name a few. So it really does give you the opportunity to find a path that will fit you the best. Nursing school, I won't lie, is challenging, but it teaches you more than clinical skills. It actually develops critical thinking and it helps you develop time management and also resilience. My biggest advice to anybody that's planning on taking the program is stay organized, ask questions when you're unsure, and remember that learning doesn't stop after graduation because every experienced nurse was always once a new grad. For me, I always approached my instructors. I approached Sue and Farzana a lot, and they were always there to help guide me with whatever I had. So I truly had the comfort of reaching out to my instructors, and I advise every single student to do the same. As you begin your journey, it's also really important to prioritize your well-being because burnout is a reality of healthcare, but there's ways to reduce the risk, like you can set healthy boundaries and maintain a balance between schoolwork and personal life. Make sure you're doing things that make you happy, like any hobbies that make you happy or exercise. And also don't be afraid to reach out to your mentors, your classmates, and instructors, most of all, because they are going through this with you, so they will be able to guide you the best. Always remember, you have to take care of yourself first before you go and take care of others. During school, I learned that organization was one of my biggest strengths. For example, like keeping a planner, breaking large assignments into smaller tasks, and staying ahead of deadlines. I did allow myself a lot of time to rest also, which made a huge difference because you have to remember perfection isn't the goal, progress is the goal. There's going to be difficult days in nursing school, but they will never compare to what a great nurse you'll be. So don't take it to heart if you're having a rough time. When it comes to preparing for the Rex PN, my biggest advice is to stay focused on actually understanding your concepts instead of just memorizing the facts. Practice questions were one of the things that helped me a lot because they helped me get familiar with the style of the exam and helped me think critically of what it could be. Make a study schedule, stay consistent, and don't compare your progress to others because everyone learns at their own pace. trust the work you've put into the program. Because for me, one of the biggest things also was that 1 week training that Sue was talking about after preceptorship. So they really helped us get set up for the exam and provided us with a lot of practice questions and, mock interviews and things like that, which helped me get familiar. And my personal RexPN experience because of this 1 week was so smooth sailing. So I would highly, highly recommend you do go to your last week. Nursing, lastly, is a demanding profession, but it's also one of the most rewarding because every day you go into work, you're making a difference in someone's lives. So if you're passionate about lifelong learning and you like to help people, I strongly recommend you to consider nursing as a career. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sia. We'll now have Hitesh, who's going to share his journey and growth as an LPN with us.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. I would like to thank you, college, and my coordinator, giving me a chance to speaking to the future students of CDI. I would like to share how I came to this country as an international student with a goal of building career in a healthcare. Like many newcomers, I did work many jobs throughout the years, and those experiences they taught me resilience, hard work, and importance of never giving up. I remember the day I walked into CDI College for the information session. That was the turning point for my career. Today, I work as a licensed practical nurse at one of the biggest from the east side at emergency department. I remember nursing school was challenging, but I think I had my best time in those 2 years. We celebrated, we studied together, we worked hard, we went on we did our practicums together. I would like to shed some light on the hands-on clinical experience, which I think helped me a lot to be a good nurse and be a confident nurse who I am today. I'm excited to share my journey. When I initially started at Surrey Memorial Hospital, where I completed my clinicals, I was offered to get hired right after the clinicals. I'm excited. Sorry, just 1 second. Yes. Okay. Yes, enrolling in the program, I think it was a bit challenging when I initially started. I was running out of resources, but I would like to thank school faculty, coordinator. They were really helpful with the assignments. Also, I think the time management was one of the major things I learned throughout the career, throughout the program. And now the time management is the key, which is making me go every day to work and finish my job on time and coming back home safely. I'm confident today because I know I'm taking care of people and I'm not putting anybody's life at risk. The only thing which makes me keep going back to work is the blessings I get from elder people. The community I work with currently is there's majority of elderly people coming to the hospital. Sometimes I get floated to the areas where there's only elder people. So this is one of the like major things which keep me going for just being a good nurse. And I think I would like to share one of the other experiences while I was in school was when I was having hard time with my own family. I was going through something, but I would really like to thank that how coordinator and my teachers they supported me so that I can finish my school and get back on track quickly. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Hitesh, for sharing that. And then now I'll just pass this presentation on to Sandhya.
Okay, great. Thank you, Hitesh and Sia and Farzana. Now this brings us to the end of our presentation. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today and taking time to learn about our practical nursing program. So if practical nursing feels the right path for you, we do encourage you to connect with our admission rep and apply. So now at this time, we would be happy to answer any questions you may have. Okay. So we do see some questions on the chat. So we'll go from, the earlier down towards the down to the last. So the first question we have is, do we need 100 out of 100 in pharmacology 1 in term 1? So I would like to answer that. Now, our pharmacology course comprises of 2 components. The 100% that you're talking about, that's one component. So that component is dosage calculation. And in that, yes, you require 100% in that course. So altogether, overall, pharmacology passing grade is 80%. However, as I said, there are 2 components to this pharmacology course. One component is dosage calculation. You require 100%, and overall pharmacology, you require 80%. So I hope that answered your question. Going on to the next question, we have, if anyone already HCA registered, they need to do English, biology as well. Please let me know. Ritu, would you like to take this question?
Sure. So yes, if you are healthcare aide, you would still need to meet the requirements for the LPN program. You would need English 12, biology 12, math 11, and human anatomy and physiology for practical nurses. This is a requirement for getting into the LPN program.
Okay. Great. Thanks, Ritu. Ritu, a follow-up question. One of the attendees is asking, I have English 11 and math 12. I can take the other subject at the college?
Yes, you can. All the prerequisites you can take with us, as I mentioned. These are online courses. You can take it with all the courses with us.
Okay, so similarly, that answered that question. If someone is HCA registered, do they need to do math, English, and biology as well? I would like to know about this. So similarly, you'll have to, if you have math, English, and biology, math 11, English 12, and biology, that's ANP 12. If you think you have those credentials, please connect with the admission rep to get that evaluated. However, yes, you need your math 11, you need your English 12, and biology 12. Okay, let's move on to the next question. How much GPA you have to maintain throughout the program? So would you like to take that question?
Yes, thank you, Prabjot, for asking that question. So our passing grades are, for most of our courses, the actual passing grade is 65%. So if you pass with 65% overall for our courses, except for pharmacology course, you need to get an overall of 80%. You will meet the GPA to maintain throughout the program. So every semester, in semester 1, we have 6 courses. 5 of the courses, you need 65%. And for the pharmacology course, you need 80%. So as far as you maintain the passing grades, you will be able to move on to the next semester.
I have a clarification. Thank you, Sue. I have a clarification here. Sandhya, you said we need 100% in dosage calculation, right? Yes, that's correct. So you would require 100% in dosage calculation for term 1 and term 2. I have other comments here. I would like to ask some questions. So do feel free to write the questions in the chat box. We still do have time.
Sorry to interrupt. It looks like there's a hand.
Isma, yes, please, you can unmute yourself and talk.
Yes. Esmat, you can go ahead. You are muted, Esmat. while we are waiting for Esmet, Saman, you have raised your hand. You can go ahead.
Hi, thank you so much for this session. I'm just wondering. I'm a CDA care aide at the moment, and I've done my pre-request for LPN at different college, but I didn't I just did the pre-request. So is it acceptable, or do I have to do that with you guys again?
So would you like to take that question?
Hi, Saman. Thank you for that question. If you have a prerequisite done at another campus with another college and you meet the criteria of our grades, we can still take that prereq course here. Like we'll still give you credit for it.
Oh, okay, awesome. So, when is the next semester? If you're starting for the classes.
September. It's just right
September.
around the corner. So if you're interested, you better get in touch with one of our admission reps.
I
Saman.
will do that for sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hasmat, can you hear us? You can ask your question, Hasmat, if you are available.
Bianca, are you able to unmute Asma?
Can I ask Cynthia, as you said, you need 100 in pharmacology. If somebody get 99% or 99, how many retakes are allowed or they will be kicked out of the program?
For our dosage portion,
Yeah.
we have 3 retakes that you can take.
Okay. And after September, do you know when is the next retake after that if somebody's not ready for September?
Absolutely. So would you want to answer? Yeah.
January, we have another start in January. January of 2027, yes.
For all campuses, like in Surrey?
At CDI Surrey campus, yes, we have the January start. But if you want to start any earlier than that, just reach out to one of our admission reps and they will coordinate with you to say what would be the next semester. If it is at another campus or one of our other campuses, they will guide you.
Okay, thank you very much for answering.
You're welcome.
Okay.
There is another question. Someone saying perhaps somebody doesn't pass a class. What steps do you take to still get them in the working field?
Okay, so I will be able to help with that. So if somebody doesn't pass a class, for example, if a student has, there's 6 courses in semester 1, and a student doesn't pass a course, one of the 6. So 5 courses have been passed, 1 course is not passed. There is also a thing, if you will look into a practical nursing program handbook, it has a supplemental exam. There is a criteria for the supplemental exam. If the student meets the criteria for the supplemental exam, you will be given the opportunity to write another exam. And if you pass the exam and you overall get a 65% into that course, you will still move forward. But in case you are in semester 3 and you've already used the repeat in the program and you still didn't pass the program, the college and myself, we will still help you with your BC Care Aid registry. You can start working as a care aid and we'll help you with your job, interviews and stuff and creating a portfolio. But again, there are a lot of opportunities. We very rarely have students that fail in the program, but if they don't pass, there are different ways of going through the program. For example, a supplemental right is one of them. And then again, you have a repeat in the program also. We'll go to the next question.
Corbin wants to ask questions. So if we can unmute Corbin.
Hi, how are you?
Hey,
Hello.
Corbin.
Hey, I just had some questions. Per se, like I don't pass something, would I have to retake the whole program or would you just have to retake that class?
Okay. So for example, Corbin, if there's 6 courses and if you didn't pass, for example, one of the courses is pharmacology. for example. So if you didn't pass pharmacology, but you passed all the other courses, that would be professional communication, professional practice, health promotion, INP, and some of those courses. So now, and variations. So because you only failed pharmacology, when you come back to repeat the semester, you won't do professional communication, professional practice, and health promotion, but you will still be auditing two other courses, that is the variations course, and you will be auditing INP, integrated nursing practice, which is also combined with your skills in the lab. Those are courses that you really need to have information on when you're going to your semester 1 clinical. So when you come back to repeat your pharmacology, we also sit you into those classes to audit those two other courses, so that you are still keeping refreshed with the competency and the knowledge you need in order to go into the coming up clinicals. So those are the two audit courses that you will need to do.
Okay. Also, I had a question. How do you support people with theory? Like, because I know when I did my HCA program, I know like theory is kind of rough, especially nursing. So, what steps do you take to like support students with their theory?
Okay, so we have guidelines. So we have students, if you will look into our program, when you start with the program, there's course objectives, there's PowerPoint slides, there's resources for students there that kind of helps you out in making your notes into what kind of areas and to look into when making notes. It kind of gives you a guideline. Also, once you have made your notes, you can always sit with an instructor and say if you are on the right path of making notes. If there is something that you did not understand, the class has ended, you can still reach out to your instructor and say, you know what, with this slide, I still didn't understand very well of how to go about this. They will kind of sit with you after class hours and clarify any questions and concerns that you have or something that you didn't understand. If your instructor is not around, you can always send me an email. I will coordinate with the instructors or myself. We will set a time aside to help you out, understand what you did not understand.
Okay. And also because it is semester by semester, would you be able, for say, to take a semester off and go back to it, or is it you have to do the whole program?
Usually, you have to go through the whole program. It is a spiral curriculum, unless there is a genuine reason. We are all human beings. Things happen in life, and if it is a genuine reason and evidence is provided, then again, that is something that you will need to meet with the campus director and myself, and we will look into your case and we will decide from there. But yes, there is definitely support if there is a genuine reason.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I want to ask, when you said your next program is starting in September and then January, so in January it's bridging program from HCA to LPN or only LPN program in January?
We have the generic program in January. We don't have the access program.
Also, so you don't have HCA to LPN program. You have only LPN program.
Yes, yeah.
And it's same length for people having already HCA and they're starting LPN. Same length.
Yes, it is. And you can always meet with the admission rep, and they will kind of give you to say if you are a HCA coming into our practical nursing program, the path is a little different in certain ways. So it would be the admission rep that you will be kind of talking to, and they will guide you and say what is the incentive and what's the path of an HCA coming into our practical nursing program is.
I would like to add here, Prabjot. So you take the same program as any other graduate would, but as in HCA, we do respect the fact that you are already in healthcare aid. So if you are in healthcare aid, you're registered with the BC registry and you have 600 or more hours of work experience, we offer a $7,000 graduation scholarship for you. So this scholarship is not available to other students, but it is available to the students who are healthcare aides and have 600 hours or more of experience.
Is it offered by CDI or?
Yeah, it is offered by CDI. It's from the school. So everybody who will graduate from the program who had an healthcare aid when they enrolled and who had 600 hours of work experience would get that scholarship.
You said 7,000?
7,253.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Sorry, I had another question.
Yes, Corbin.
Are there any like other internal scholarships or like external ones? Because I know like some health authorities offer it, or some places that you're working.
We will have our admission rep answer that question. Ritu, are you able to help Corbin with that question, please?
Yeah, so there is, as of now, there is a $2,000 bursary and a $2,000 grant, which is being offered by Student Aid BC for the students who are applying for the nursing program. As far as the health authorities go and other grants are concerned, that's something that is based totally on individuals. So you will need to look into it, research a little bit more and apply. From the school's point of view, we can only, confirm that this is what we can offer and this is what the Student Aid BC offers.
Okay. And also, is this program like an accelerated nursing program, or it's like a regular pace?
It's a regular pace. It's
Okay,
18
perfect.
months regular pace. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
See, guys, this is this career as a practical nurse. I do not think there are very many careers out there where you just study for a year and a half and you can make an excellent life for yourself, not only in terms of finances, but also in terms of helping people. So it's a very, very gratifying career. I mean, you can sleep very well at night thinking that you've helped so many people during the day, and be happy when you look at your bank account as well.
Saman, I think you have a question for us.
Yes, sorry, I missed that part. That is there a bridge for CDAs from CDA to LPN? It's like if you have 600 hours of experience in long term, I was told like the duration is shorter.
I think Ritu just explained, but Ritu, do you want to go through that again, please?
Oh, sorry, I missed that part. Yeah.
That's okay.
Okay, so Saman, we do not offer, it is called as an access to practical nursing program, which usually the healthcare aid students look for. It's slightly shorter in duration than the actual program. We do not offer access to practical nursing. We offer the full program.
Full program.
That being said, it is advisable. I mean, you need to do your own research. But as an admissions advisor, I would say it is advisable to do the full program because nursing is not like healthcare aid where you graduate from the program and you can start working. Nursing is you have to pass the board exam. So if you take the access to practical nursing, you're basically taking a program which is first semester, which is semester A in the access program, it's very high speed. And most of the healthcare aides are working, and then you go into the program. So the attrition in the schools where the access program is done in the first semester itself is very high. And across the board, the pass percentage in the board exam is very low. So that is the reason that we advise our students who are healthcare aides and who have 600 hours of work experience is better
to go through the full.
Yes, to go through the full program because you want to do everything in your power to increase the probability of passing the board exam. So if you take the full program, you are spending 3 months extra, but you also getting the scholarship. So it makes a lot of sense to go through the program than just go for access.
Fair enough. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I would like to ask, does Pres Health or other like VCC, do they provide grant for people working as HCA, or if you don't have any idea, that's fine too.
Ritu, do you know if other colleges provide grant? I'm not sure about other colleges. I know about CDI, which we have an incentive for HCA students coming into the program because we don't have access. We have the full generic program.
Yes,
but again, Ritu can explain.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, Fraser Authority or Coastal, you will need to do your own research. But I've had students who have been given some educational grants because they were working as a healthcare aide and then they were upgrading to LPN program. You will need to speak to your HR.
Thank you.
Prabjot, there are some long-term care facilities as well who offer grants to pursue further as an LPN. So you basically have to do a little bit of research from your side and connect with them, even at your work site. If you're in HCA, connect with them if they're able to support you in that, okay?
Okay, thank you very much for answering.
Okay, moving on. I don't see any other question.
There was someone that said, I would like to know the total cost of the program. Please also schedule days and times.
Okay.
So I can answer that. And I also see a question, will you help us with the student loan? So yes, we do have a financial aid department, and they would sit with you and they will advise you how much you are likely to get, and they will also help you apply for the student loan. So they'll walk you through the whole process and work with you for each step of the student aid VC funding. The total cost of the program, including everything, which would mean all your first aid and all those courses, plus the books, tuition, taxes, practicum, clinicals, everything put together is 38,000, which is most of the students are very likely to get enough money from the student aid VC to pay for the tuition. The days, the class schedule is Monday to Friday. It is a full in-campus program. It is 5 hours a day. We do offer morning classes, which is Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. We also have evening classes once a year, which is 4 p.m. to 9 p.m.
Great. So it's 7 o'clock right now, and if no one has any other question, we'll
There
wrap up.
is one more question, Sandhya, in the group. I don't know if we've addressed that. Warner wants to know if he needs to take English 12. Ritu, if you can answer that one for him or something. Yeah.
Yes. So if you do not have English 12, this is one of the requirements. You will need to take English 12. And as I mentioned earlier, you can take English 12 with us. It is a 4 weeks online course. It's self-paced, so you basically can do it in your own time.
Okay, any other questions we missed?
Somebody did ask, I think Prabjot did ask if Sia was, which city Sia was from.
I am from Langley.
Perfect. All right, it appears that we have answered all the questions. Okay, great. So yeah, so we'll go ahead and wrap our presentation. I hope all the attendees have gathered all the information that they were looking for our CDI College Practical Nursing Program. And we thank you so much for joining our virtual open house. And we definitely look forward to supporting you. So if you think that practical nursing is the right path for you, or if you require further information, please reach out to our admission rep. Okay, I wish you all a very happy evening. Have a good rest of the evening and enjoy the warm weather. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.